You're going to play the game, but also to hang out with other people who love the game. So you're planning to or thinking about traveling to an event. I know with 2XKO and then the new Marvel game coming out soon, that we're going to have an influx of new players and players who just haven't traveled for events before. So I wanted to take a minute to talk about like what it's like to prep for an event, to actually travel to the event, and what it's going to be like there. So I'm actually traveling to Lag next week, and then Frosty Faustings at the beginning of the year. So I'm kind of in that like prep phase mentality, so I thought I'd just vomit some information at you guys real quick. I haven't sat down for one of these videos in a while. All those skits got me hitting the "What are you standing up for?" So we'll just start at the beginning. Obviously, you need to book your flights, you need to go ahead and get your ticket, and you need to book your hotel. Generally, regionals and majors have all of their information on their website. This obviously includes their ticketing, but more importantly, it includes hotels that are associated with the event. Usually events at the major and regional level will have at least one hotel that are partnered with them to give you guys like a discounted group rate. I highly recommend trying to get a hotel at the event, but those usually will sell out very quickly for majors especially, but sometimes for regionals. So those events will usually partner up with hotels nearby, which will also get discounted rates. You can find all of that type of information usually on the websites. Next thing you want to do in this like prep phase is actually look around the area to see what kind of food's available, what sort of stuff's going on nearby. This can kind of inform how much money you need to take, what all you have as options. If you've watched my channel for any amount of time, you'll see in my primers for different events, I always talk about food options nearby, because oftentimes there's not food in the hotel, or there's only like one restaurant in the hotel. It's especially important to look around for like a grocery store, especially if you want to be more on a budget. Another thing you can do to help future you for this event is try to figure out your route from the airport to the venue. Most people Uber, which is perfectly fine. A little pro tip, if you're able to leave the airport and go a little bit away from the airport, it's going to be like $40 less for the Uber. Uber and Lyft have like high volume areas that are especially marked to increase the price for the company to make more money. So if you can literally just get out of the airport or get away from the airport a little bit, it'll be significantly cheaper even if you only move like one street away from the airport. Otherwise, you can use like a taxi or even public transport. Most airports have public transport like buses and things like that, sometimes trains and trams depending on where you're at, that I'll actually leave from the airport and go towards wherever you're trying to go. If you've done all this, you're pre-gamed. You're good to go. One big asterisk I want to throw up on the screen real quick is don't be one of those people who like gets the flight and the ticket and flies out but doesn't have a hotel room and starts begging people to like stay in the hotel room. This is like a really common thing that happens and it just makes you look like a bum. Like if you can't afford the hotel room, maybe buddy up, have some friends come with you or something, but don't just show up to the event and expect people to charity case you. So once all your prep work's done, you're going to want to just do training. I mean, I know that sounds very basic, but train. One of the biggest things you might want to do if you aren't already doing this is either go to a local or enter some online tournaments, because it's really important to build up your endurance. You need to build up your mental stamina both for games, but also for the pressure of being in an environment with other people or at least competing against other people if you don't have a local nearby. And really the best and only way to build that type of endurance is to go and compete. I think it goes without saying you need to like practice your character, your combos, your game, that kind of thing if you're going to go compete. You should practice all that, but I think people don't bring up enough the like stamina and mental endurance that you need to kind of build up so that when you go to the competition, you're playing, even when you're not competing, you're just playing against strangers and like casuals and stuff like that, you're going to need that sort of stamina in order to play and compete. And since we're talking about tournament prepping, you want to make sure that your gear is good to go. To be very specific, whatever controller you're using, you want to make sure that it's tournament standard for whatever game you're playing. You can check these kind of rules on that same website, usually it's on StartGG or on the website for whatever event you're doing, but check to make sure that your remote meets the requirements. Make sure it's like PS5 compatible or it works on PC or whatever it is that you're playing on, just make sure that it's going to work for the tournament. If it isn't, obviously you want to address that. Whether that be picking up an adapter or just getting an entirely new remote, just make sure that you're ready to go to actually plug in your controller and play the game. Once you've kind of done all of that, you're pretty much ready to get on the plane. But a quick special request from me, make sure you bring deodorant and possibly soap depending on your hotel. Wash your ass. While you're at the event, wash your ass. It's really a systemic problem in the fighting game community that people just smell really bad. And don't be one of those people, please. So you've gotten off the plane, you made it to the venue. Now, there's a couple of important things that you need to do. First things first, go check in and get your badge. Then once you've done that, if it's a multi-day event, you need to go in your Start GG or whatever tournament programming they're using and figure out when your matches are happening, whether they're happening on Friday or Sunday or Saturday. Just go and figure that out. Usually how it's going to be formatted is it's going to have like a time and a pool station, and you'll need to go find that pool station and check in with the TO at the time that's assigned. So say like I'm playing 2XKO at 2 p.m. on Saturday at pool station 276. I would need to go to pool station 276 around 2 p.m. They usually recommend 10 minutes early. Find the TO for that station and go talk to him and be like, hey, I'm checking in, DC Theo. Now, something really important to realize about regionals and majors is that they are tournaments, yes, but they are a celebration of the fighting game community. If you're traveling to an event, understand that you're probably not going to win the tournament. Unless you're some top player watching my video, which if you are, welcome. The point of going to these tournaments isn't just to compete, but it's to kind of hang out and commiserate with other people that love the game. You're going to play the game, but also to hang out with other people who love the game. This means going to like the artist alley and buying merch and hanging out, going and playing a bunch of casuals and entering side brackets that are weird on-site signups. In my opinion, majors and regionals are the best time to go and watch games that you don't normally play and try games you don't normally play. Because you'll get to be around people who love those games. It can help you understand them or understand why they like them, so you can see if you want to try something new. Use the time when you're at regionals or majors to enjoy fighting games. Not just your fighting games, but the entire community. Obviously, I'm not trying to tell you to not focus on the thing that you love and the specific game you're trying to play, but I'm just saying that a lot of people get into this weird mindset that there's no point in going if you're not going to win, or no point in going if there isn't a bunch of stuff for you to do specifically with your thing. The fighting game community is about community. And with that said, let me talk a little bit about etiquette around the event. The first and biggest thing that I'm going to tell you is if you want to play a game at a casual setup, go up to the setup and talk to the people there. Be like, hey, I want to play. People who are playing on casual setups will usually just kind of like do infinite rematch, and they'll just keep playing until somebody interrupts them. And you're that somebody. This isn't a bad thing. Most of the time people want to play other people, but the two people that are there on the setup are just focused on what they're doing. Usually this is the way that people make new friends and new training partners. For Virtua Fighter specifically, when I was at Combo Breaker and at Frosty Faustings last year, I actually met most of the community by sitting down and playing casual matches. And now I talk to them on Discord, talk to them on Twitter sometimes. Like I'm pretty connected to the Virtua Fighter community just because I sat down and said, hey, can I get some casual matches? In fact, at Frosty Faustings, I learned a lot of stuff from one of the old heads who randomly sat down and said, hey, can I get some sets in? It's a big part of the reason why I love Virtua Fighter so much, is because I got to play with that guy and he showed me how cool the game actually can be. Second big piece of etiquette when you're at an event, don't just run up and take pictures of people. Ask them if it's okay. Don't just go and grab your favorite streamer or cosplayer without asking them first. It is like a simple thing. Just be like, hey, can I get a photo with you? Hey, can I, whatever. Like 99% of the time, so long as they're not busy like running to a pool or something like that, they will stop and take that photo with you. But don't be weird about it. Just ask. Be mindful of your water intake. It's really easy to get lost in the sauce because you're having fun, you're just doing stuff, and suddenly you're super dehydrated and get lightheaded. It's especially sneaky because the venues are usually pretty chilly until all the bodies get close together. So if you're like at a top 8 and you're watching events, or you're at like a busy pool, it gets really, really hot when you're near everybody. But when you're in the open space, it's really cold. So you end up like sweating a lot when you're near everyone else, and you get really dehydrated really quickly. Also, there's a tendency to drink a lot at events, so if you're of drinking age, just be aware of this, because if you're going to drink a lot, that's cool, have fun, do your thing, please don't throw up at the venue, but make sure you're hydrating. People are having fun, and you will forget, so just try and make sure you lock that in. And I know I already said it, but because you're going to be sweating a lot, please wear deodorant. Please take a shower every day. Depending on what event you're going to and what the temperature is outside, take a shower 2 times a day. Whatever it takes. I don't need you stinking near me. I don't want to stink near you. Wash your ass. I guess the main point I'm trying to make with this section of the video is that when your tournament run is over, don't just go walk around the venue a little bit, go to your hotel room, and then go home. engage with the community because they want to engage with you. But our community has a lot of introverts, and that can be kind of hard for them. While sometimes people will come up with you and start talking to you and trying to pull you into the circles, help you have fun, you need to take responsibility to try and get in there, because once you're in there, you're hella in there. I don't have too many tips for like the leaving part of the event. The main thing is that if you're buying merch and stuff, just make sure that you have enough space to take it with you on the plane. This is a mistake that I have made in the past. Just make sure you're checking yourself before you wreck yourself when it comes down to taking stuff home. Also, if you're able to afford it, and this is speaking mostly for like weekend events, try to book your hotel till Monday, because Sunday night they usually have a lot of the top 8s. I promise you, the top 8s are so hype and so much fun. Even if you don't play those games or you're not like super into them, sitting down and watching like the Strive, Tekken, Street Fighter top 8s in a crowd is so hype, and I highly recommend it. Try to book your flights and your hotel on Monday after the event if you can afford it. I do understand that this is kind of a money thing, but if you're able to, stay for the top 8s. The top 8s are super fun for every game. If you've not sat down and watched like a Marvel 3 top 8, or I highly recommend Dragon Ball, it's one of my favorite spectator games. The games are so hyped to watch at a high level, even if you don't know exactly what's going on. If you're just cursorily like understanding fighting games, you'll be able to engage and enjoy what's happening. Super recommend spectating top 8s. And that's it. You've traveled to your first fighting game event, made friends, played in a tournament, rubbing shoulders, pressing buttons, having a good time. That's what the FGC is all about. If you're traveling to any events this year, feel free to stop me if you see me. I'm going to go into a bunch of different stuff through the end of the year. I'm going to be at Frosty's this year for sure. And hopefully I'll be at like Combo Breaker and a few other events next year. As always, get out there and support your locals and your regionals and your majors. And if you can't, you can come support mine.